A lot of people say it's very hard to change a Hutchinson wheel and almost impossible, and tire shops don't want to deal with them. They are double bead locked. There's a few tools, and I'll show the complete process in here. You need a couple of sockets, deep sockets, to reach down over some of the longer studs. You need a couple of breaker bars. You will need petroleum jelly, block to clean up. If you need a new seal, you maybe want to buy that ahead of time, and then a couple of wrenches and some rakes. But the very important part is this Home Depot bucket, because basically you're going to have the tire hanging on this bucket, and that is the trick to get it disassembled very easily in here. The first part is to get all the air out, and it's important to get all of it out, because else it can actually burn the seals when you take them apart. First thing is to use the 1-inch socket and get all the plastic pads off. This one only have a few remaining ones. So, as the air come out, here's the trick about this one. Put the Home Depot bucket underneath it, so the whole weight of the tire now hangs on it. It also gets to be a better height, so you can better work on it. And the last part of air is now coming out of the tire. Now it's a 3/4 inch for all these studs, and some of these ones can be quite messed up. I've always had luck getting them on pretty easily afterwards, even if the studs are kind of messed up. As you actually take them off, you kind of cleans the thread. Since the pressure is out, let's do all the noise. Now the two rims are basically apart, so now is just to pry the tire off the outer rim first. 2 pry bars is the trick here. Get the first one in, and then you basically start working your way around. And the first round really looks like nothing is happening. And basically the first part falls out, and now is the second part, and that's where you need a piece of wood that had the right size. It basically needs to be the width to fit in the tire, but not to actually have the rubber lean on it. So now you just need to put this piece of wood in. And put it back on the put bucket. So again, all the weight of the rubber is now hanging on it. Now you need to just ensure that it don't fall down. Now the second rim is out of it. Inside the tire is of course a rubber piece that is being used for the double bead lock. So to get that out, you basically push it in, and then you just rip it out of there. Now there's a few maintenance things to do. The rims are often quite dirty. There's a lot of goo in them, so taking one of the pry bars, cleaning it out, and a little block with sandpaper. We don't have that's one side that's cleaned. So that's a bead. The other thing is there's a very big O-ring in here, and after a while sometimes they have to be replaced. This one is good enough, so I'm just going to wipe off the current petroleum jelly that is on there, and then I'm going to clean the groove and the rim itself. I'm going to refill the groove with a gentle amount of petroleum jelly. This one is not really hitting anything, so it will just over time seep out inside the rim. Going to reseat the O-ring again. And just run it around, so ensuring that there's plenty of petroleum jelly in here. That's kind of what ends up making the tire leak proof. The other thing is, of course, cleaning where it's sealing on, so that's on the other half of the rim. So the two halves are ready now. You need to put the rubber piece in the new tire. Again, push it in. So as it get in, there is two grooves in there, and that's where the valve goes. I like to keep the valve close to one of the long studs, so I'm going to place it like that when I lay down the tire here. Before I do that, I'm actually going to raise the rim slightly, because that's going to make it a lot easier for me to seat the other part of it. So I'm just going to put this board underneath it here, so it just sits a little higher. As you lay down, you can actually adjust the rubber piece as it kind of gets on now. And the valve is between two of the studs, so as I put it on here, I will have one of the slits next to one of the long parts in here. So now it's ready to the other half of it. Of course, the valve again needs to be aligned. Totally aligned over here, so I'll get the two others started, and then I will align the last one over there. The long stud are of course for getting the nuts attached to begin with. My block is really not thick enough. I'm going to just get a little more spacing. instead of starting with the impact, I'm going to use the wrench. That will ensure that I get the thread right and I don't cross thread them, since these tires has been used a lot. They kind of have some issues with the thread on the studs. So that one has started good. So nice. There's a little so So now all three are started, and we can use the impact to just tighten it. As the first one gets started, then all the other ones can come back on again. now is the time to get the torque wrench out, and again, don't tighten them in a row. Tighten like 1/3 around all the time. It's quite easy to follow the big studs as you do that. So I was only left to put the valve in and air the tire back up again and see if it's leaking. I've done this many times and never ever had any problem with a tire actually not sealing.